Yep.
All right, you can't force someone out of the closet, but you can choose not to stay in the dark. This is Dear Black Gay Men in the Morning, and the show starts right now. What up, though? I am Jay the Gentleman. That's at JAI, the Gentleman on IG. It's Tuesday, so this is a new episode of Dear Black Gay Men in the Morning. As with all of our content, hopefully this is your midweek reminder of how dope it is to be black gay men and love black gay men. On today's show, we will be watching Daiquel Dante's reaction video about this viral TikTok creator called the DL Whisperer and why he's stirring up a storm on social media. But first, before we get into that, please welcome to the show the best producer in internet television. Aaron, are you there?
Yes, I am here. I am here.
My button ain't working, Aaron. My button don't see you.
Oh, no. Okay, hold on. Hi.
Now you can't see me.
I know, right?
What's T?
There we go.
There we go. Hey, Pumpkin.
I was trying to figure out where you were. I was like, I don't know where you at, child.
How are you?
I'm doing good. It's, what is it, Tuesday now?
It is Tuesday. How was your weekend?
The weekend was good. What did I do? Saturday, I had a friend come in town. And Panther told my why Aaron Black. We figured it out, boo, but thank you. But no, I had a friend come in town. We caught up, we got breakfast, and then we was just tired. Like, it was just so hot Saturday, and traffic
I saw
was
you
so
on
bad.
Instagram out flying kites.
Yes. Okay, that was Friday.
You were frolicking in the autumn wind.
I sure was. That
like
was
Puff the Magic
beautiful.
Dragon.
Oh my God. I named the kite Draggy because it was a dragon, but I was also dragging it across the grass.
It is so interesting how exciting like little kid stuff is when you're an adult.
Yes.
Like you got a whole mortgage and adulting, living your best life, but you out running in the park, flying kites.
Yes. It was beautiful.
It was so cute to see you and your friend out there.
Yes.
By platonic friend. He was with a woman, but
she a woman.
So not a thing. Cause Kate, you and Chaotic are a thing now.
Yes. It's me and a couple people. Nah, I'm not gonna say.
I mean, you a looker now.
It
ain't no tea behind it. You a looker, and you getting the attention of the people. Now that we got you on camera,
right? Lord Jesus, I'm like over here. I done forgot to put on my hat. My hair ain't done. It's like, oh,
you and me both. Today was a rough start. So I did have a So I had a very early start, but let me ask you this, because this is something I'm going through.
Mm-hmm.
What is a way that you can get out of a
what just happened?
I don't know.
Oh no. We lost your camera.
You lost me?
Yes. Let's go to a quick commercial break.
Do you know your HIV status? When you do, you can take control of your sexual health. HIV self-tests give you the power to decide when and where to test. You just swab and stick it in the tube. Test in the privacy of your own space. You can set a timer, sit back, and wait. In as little as 20 minutes, you'll know your results. No matter your test results, you have a community waiting to support you.
I love being able to test where I want.
I love that it's confidential and quick.
You gotta love free.
It makes me feel empowered.
When I show myself love, I show my community love.
It's important to know my status.
It's important to know your status.
It's cool to know, you know?
If we all get tested, we can stop HIV together. Learn more about HIV testing, including free HIV self-tests at cdc.gov/HIV self-testing.
I've been in the gym so I could do two things. It's one, thirst trap on the internet, and look good for my man when I find one. And that's why I'm excited that support for Dear Black Gay Men comes from Twillery. Black men, whether you're in the gym, like me, or blessed with good genetics, like me, carry our weight in a couple key spots that can make suits and slacks hard to fit and uncomfortable to wear without either having to size up or break the bank in tailoring. But Twillery answers the fit problem with their performance fabrics. It's the right fit for the tailored look and just enough stretch for comfort and breathability. I'm wearing right now the solid performance polo that hugs my chest and arms while tapering just enough at the waist to show off the good parts. Twillery carries suiting, polos, button-ups, and everything to impress at the job or knock someone's socks off on a date. And you can shop for the perfect fit right now at Twillery.com, and we've got a special offer for the DBGM family. Take $18 off your first order by using code M300J. That's Twillery.com, and we thank them for supporting our channel. The show got good. I thought I was spicy vanilla, but tonight I've learned I'm deep into the extremist end of the kink freak spectrum. Then it got even better. He nutted, then asked me if he could pee in me, and I was nervous. What did it feel like? But it felt good. Live from the back room every Thursday on YouTube. We ain't never had a conversation this good.
Start fighting and it's over nothing. Like, why?
Nothing was off limits. What do you look for? Top thing, first thing. You scrolling on the apps and you like, how has HIV impacted your dating life? Then it got a little petty.
Worked the same way that the negative hole worked. I said,
celebrating National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. It's the HIV Talk on Dear Black Gay Men podcast. I've been in the gym so I could do... That's enough commercials. Okay. Hey, teammates. I've never sat over here and done the show. You want to just sit with me? You can just sit right here.
Oh, Lord.
I've never done the show from over here. Lord, the DL mode fully engaged. I really have never done it from over here. Let's see what we can cook up. So here's what happened for everybody watching. We have one camera. We are spread. The team is spread many different directions, but we have one camera. You can just sit on the stool.
Okay.
We just gonna tag team it. We have one camera that died. Good day, everybody. Your favorite West African is here. You are one of my favorite West Africans. I don't know if y'all can hear, but Aaron is going through in the chat. Aaron is going through. Kevy Kev, camera went DL mode. That's what A King said. But either way, let's get into it. So the question I have for you, Aaron, is now that we are, oh, look at us.
Right?
Look at us. How do you get out of a argument? You're dating somebody, y'all are locked in a disagreement. How do you get out of it?
I think for me, I gotta understand it.
Okay.
Like, it depends on what the disagreement is about. Like, let's say you don't like the way I did something or something like that. My brain is like, well, why? Why you didn't like that?
Okay.
And once I can get to that why, then I'm like, okay, we can move forward. But if I ain't got the why, I'm just like.
But what if the other person needs an emotional response? What if they need to feel something before they can explain something?
What you mean?
Like I think that Black men, we are hardwired to
Grab my fan about it though. Mm-hmm.
It's heavy ass bag. And I gave you that bag. I think we are hardwired. Let me know in the chat. Everybody, let me know in the chat. Like, how do you get out of a tense conversation? Can y'all ship the merch overseas? I'm trying to piss off some people. Jay is having a Beyonce fit in his brain right now.
Not a Beyonce fit.
I am A-okay. But hear me out. Hear me out good, chat. Like, I think that a lot of us are hardwired to think through problems.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of if it's an emotional problem, a spiritual problem, we process it in our head. But I'm just like, when do you turn your heart on? Like, what if the other person, what if the only solution is, I just need to feel close to you? What if that's the solution?
I feel that, but my thing is like, what if they can't say that? You know what I mean? I feel like the conversation reveals that. Because if we're having an argument and the solution is I'm just arguing with you because I want to feel close to you, then I'm not going to get that.
Right. Which is why I asked, like, when do you turn your heart on so that,
I think when it comes to
like,
me,
when do you start hearing them with your heart and not with your head?
I think once we didn't, because most of the time when people are doing that, it feels like it's never ending. Like it feels like this isn't going anywhere. So let me just try something different. Like it sounds like you're just talking to talk. Like you just want to argue with me right now. So let me pull another tool out the toolbox and try something else.
But I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense for, I asked, so where do we go from here? And see, the irony is, I hate that question. I hate, where do we
Really?
go? What do you want me to do? I hate that question.
So I'm the type of person where, let's say you're having an argument with me and it sounds very unreasonable and it sounds like it's not going nowhere. I'm going to be like, so this isn't making any sense. Like we're talking in circles. What is the actual issue? Let's get to the root of this thing. Because if you just keep talking about, I had a friend and I was supposed to. This friend is always asking me. eh, I've identified that if you ask me to do anything with you, like do a favor for you, and it has to do with an early morning or a late night, there is a 50% chance that I'm gonna fall asleep. Right.
You know, there's 1,000% chance I'm gonna fall asleep.
And so I am. This friend asked me to do a favor like the night before, and I was like, "Oh, sure," and it involved me waking up at 6 a.m. And I said yes. And of course, I fell asleep. And I actually woke up at the time that I was supposed to, wake up and everything and fell back asleep. And it just wasn't working. Luckily, this friend has my location and knew that it wasn't happening and they made other plans. But I told, they were like, later, they were like, I'm still mad at you because you always leaving me hanging. And I just said, you know what? I said, I understand that. And I think that the solution is not for me to do better. The solution is for me to say no.
But see, all of that is very cerebral. That's very cerebral because underneath that, they are trying to communicate, I really wanted to spend time with you, and you left.
I don't think that's what they were communicating. We spend enough time together.
To you.
I guess.
But what if their emotional needs are different than what you are responding to?
Then the only way that I'm going to find that out is if they say that.
Sure. But if I say, I need your heart, if I say I need to be close to you, if there's not an action, there is a feeling that I'm looking for. Then when do
Oh,
you start? When we get out of our head and into our heart?
when you say that, how am I supposed to know any of that if you
But
don't say
that's
that?
just it. You can know it all day, but you can't act on it in your head, girl.
So what are you saying? You're saying you're saying like once they say that, what do we do?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold on, because hear me out. Like the whole chat is like people starting conversations, starting arguments, just to start an argument. Now I understand that.
mm-hmm.
I get that. When you start an argument just to have an argument, that's some bullshit. Because you don't. I think somebody even said they don't have the emotional range to explain the problem. Somebody did say that.
Right? Come on, Cortez, you better quote Matilda.
What did he say on Matilda? I'm right, you're wrong. I'm big, you're small. It's very simple. Uh, okay. But what I'm saying is, we've gone through the argument part. We've gone through this is the problem. You understand the problem. I understand the problem. And at the end of it, now we need to emotionally mend.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that?
You just start throwing. I won't say start throwing things against the wall, but start trying things. Like, oh, well, let's just have movie night or something. Like this friend, we both have a love for, like, a love-hate relationship with a certain a famous drag person that doesn't do drag, that makes plays. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And we love watching those plays. And so that's something that we would do to bond. Like we would like, I'm like, ooh, child, bring them DVDs over
Why
here.
are we not saying their name? Oh, because it was the last straw.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. It was the last straw for them. Got it.
Oh, Andrew, they weren't trying to hang out. They needed a favor at 6 a.m.
Who wants to hang out at 6 a.m.? The irony is I was up today at 6 a.m. because somebody needed me, but it wasn't a hangout. It was a activate.
Like my thing is I had to understand how my relationship with time. And so my relationship with time is that time has to be allocated for me. If time is unallocated, then
ADHD.
Yeah, I just fill it with bullshit. And so now
ADHD.
I'm like, time has to be allocated. So if I'm gonna be doing something at a time, I'm gonna be doing something.
Jay says, if the argument was over something I did, then I would just apologize. If it was on them, then I would find something fun to do with them and talk it out. Dabble says, yeah, I think start trying things, take what they said in mind, and move forward with love. Winter Menace said, if we get into an argument over your inability to just say what you need, just makes me feel like we have two problems to solve now. Now Winter Menace, I'm with you when you're right. Now that was good. Because I do think Black men have two distinct issues, that face a lot of us, not everybody, but we do have a lack of emotional range to communicate what the actual problem is. We want to wrap it up in the vibe was off or minimize it to something when really we got like abandonment issues, or I want to be loved and affirmed and I want to be encouraged, but we don't have the language to be vulnerable enough to say that. I think that's one set of problems.
Or we could sometimes feel like that's a fault, like a moral shortcoming of our own, that I can't just encourage and validate myself, or that I just can't sort through my own feelings, the fact that I need this help, because sometimes needing help has been villainized in our lives, or needing help has been like seeking help has led to trauma.
A lot of times that's the case, is that seeking help makes us feel like less of a man.
Mm-hmm.
But the irony about that is mask, femme, in between, tall, short, or all of that, all of us still want to feel like a man.
What does feel like a man mean?
The social bullshit that we've been fed.
Oh.
All of us want to feel like we got our shit together, I think.
I mean, okay, having your shit together and feeling like a man, I think are two different things. Because for me, like, if I think about all the societal things of like being a man, like, oh, taking care of your household and being a provider and all of that shit, I don't want to do that shit.
You do that shit, girl.
I do it out of necessity.
But you still do it.
I am the interim person. I am acting.
But you still do it, though.
I'm acting.
That doesn't mean you don't do it.
Acting. Interim. I need somebody else to come do this.
But that doesn't mean you don't do it.
It means I have the capability to do it, but I don't get a sense of joy and validation from doing it.
No man gets a sense of joy and validation from it. We have a sense of obligation and responsibility. I think that's what being a man means, is that for a lot of us, and I'm not saying that it's supposed to mean this, but I do think that for a lot of us, we forego joy and validation for responsibility and obligation. Like, we believe that being a man means taking care of business. I don't like taking care of business, but I gotta do it because I'm a man and that's what everybody done told me.
Kay says, how when y'all refer to each other as girl?
I don't know if I like your tone, Kay. But okay, but
that's our escape.
That was just me. I'm reaching for the mouse. I don't know what I'm doing up here. But okay, let's get into we about to react to.
Oh, we're gonna.
No, we ain't gonna do church announcements over here.
All right,
let's react.
Okay. Well, I thought I wasn't gonna need this.
Kevin Kev says, "Aaron, get somebody else to do it."
Here we go. Boom.
We in there. Look at us.
Yes. All right.
This reminds me of Two Broke Aunties.
Here we go.
What am I doing?
Oh, I guess you can't read this now.
Yeah, I can. What you want me to read? The intro
Oh
for
no,
this?
that's not what you need.
Okay. Either way, we are about to react to all the magnificence that is happening. We're reacting to Dyquel Dante's video about this viral TikTok creator called the DL Whisperer.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still in the DL, man?
What do you mean still?
I think everybody goes through a phase where we like, oh, you never went through the DL phase?
I think I went through the toxic masculinity
What's this one do?
phase. No, that's not it. What'd you do? You on the move.
The streamer like the cat.
No, you're on the wrong thing. This is where you need to be.
Oh, okay. See, I don't know what I'm doing over here. Y'all still in the DL, man?
No.
Winter Minute says, who do that? I absolutely do not subscribe to those heteronormative standards. I don't know which part of the conversation you responded to.
You talking about
taking care of the bills is not a form of masculinity. It's called being a responsible adult. I agree, but I do think that I think we are mixing social definitions of masculinity or manhood with actual masculinity and manhood.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that our actual masculinity needs some unpacking for us to get to the bottom of it. But I do believe there is just a social contract that we have all signed as Black men or masculine bodied individuals where culture has told us that this is how men show up, whether we agree to it or not. And I think that we each need to define that for ourselves. But that doesn't deny the fact that the standard has been placed. Our parents if you had a father in your life, he probably told you a man takes care of his household and he does all this other bullshit, whether or not that man took care of their household.
Yeah, I would say like growing up, my dad was funny. My dad always told me growing up, he said, I pray that you make a whole lot of money because you don't like to do none of this shit. He said, you don't want to cut no grass. I'm like, I'm glad you know. And literally, he was speaking a prophecy. But like,
the funny thing is, I love cutting the grass.
I hate it.
I
First
love
of all,
cutting the grass. I love taking shit out. I like hanging TVs. I like swinging hammers and sawing shit.
Later
and
in
DIY
life,
projects. I love all of that.
I'm like, later in life, I learned that I hate cutting grass because I'm literally allergic to fucking outside.
Yes, you are.
Like, so that's probably why I hated it.
I'm allergic to a lot of stuff inside.
Inside, yeah. I'm allergic to everything. But so, like for me, like, it wasn't the fact that my dad cut the grass. It was that my dad made sure that the grass got cut. Whether that was calling the lawn service to cut the grass or getting his lawnmower and weed eater repaired for the umpteenth time so he could cut the grass himself and all that. It was just him handling it. And he knew that my version of handling it was to open my checkbook and write a check. Because I'm just looking like, if you like sitting in the house watching Fishing and ESPN, even though they done replayed the same clip for the 15th time, and it's just the same thing on repeat. If you enjoy doing that, why are you out here?
Because he foregoes enjoyment and joy for obligation and responsibility.
No, he was cheap. You could have just called the lawn service and told them to come cut the grass.
Or he was cheap, but his job was to fulfill obligations and responsibilities, and that is the bullshit we have been fed at what it means to be a man.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why queer people have so many different versions of masculinity is because we are defining it in real time for ourselves. James says, I don't do it because I'm masculine. I do it because I'm cheap. Exactly. Now, I do it because I actually enjoy. Like, I like the reveal. Like, I like seeing the grass overgrown and then going out there.
I like when my yard man shows up and I just come back and it's all done. And I send that nice cash app.
Yes. All right. But either way, we are reacting to the DL Whisper. We are reacting to a person's reaction to the DL Whisper on TikTok.
He said, you write checks. No, what you know, Joe. Definitely Cash App and Zelle.
It's funny how we pick up on these most subtle nuances. Play the video, Aaron. Let's go.
Okay. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, there it is. All right. Hit the space
Hit this.
button. Oh. And hit.
Assuming that somebody is gay or DL because they don't fit into what your definition of manhood or masculinity is does not make you a DL whisperer. I think that just means you have some internalized homophobia, honestly. Like you looking at a man and being like, oh, he can't be straight. He's got his nose pierced. That feels like a crock of shit to me. Or then saying things like, oh, if he doesn't text you back or he doesn't want to pay for your date or he doesn't want to do this, he doesn't want to do then he's got to be DL. No, he just might not be shit. Like, let's not forget. Let's not forget the cornerstone of men, babe. Sometimes they're just not shit. Like, these negative attributes that we're talking about, the root cause is not homosexuality. It may be a hatred for women. I'll give you that. But that's because we literally live in a patriarchal society with an influx of red pill content, with an influx of incel content right now. Yeah, sometimes they just hate women. It don't got nothing to do. It don't got nothing to do with wanting a little meat. It's just... they hate us. I just think it's harmful to like just look at pictures of niggas and being like, oh my God, look at how they're posing.
Which one?
This one.
Okay. Do y'all think that we hate women? We black men. Gay, straight, otherwise, black men.
I do think that patriarchy is kind of like just a socialized way to kind of hate women a little bit. Like if you think about a lot of it. So like like just the way that patriarchy, you know, devalues what women do, devalues what they contribute, devalues just them in general, how we grace and gloss over the things that even we say in conversation that negatively impact women or purport harm to women. I think it's easy to say that, you know, men hate women.
I think it is easy to say that, but I also think there's a whole lot of truth in it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yes. I'm saying it's true.
Okay.
When you look at the facts.
Okay. Now take that to the gay part. Do we get black gay men? Do we hate women? Because if there is a piece of black men, if there is a piece of black male culture that says we hate women, then it would stand to reason that has trickled into black gay men, even though we are the girls.
Okay. I don't think that we're immune from it. Because even in black gay culture, there's this hate for femininity, which can translate to a hate for women.
Okay.
And like feeling like a need to protect patriarchy. And so like when you are like capping hard for patriarchy, are you protecting women?
But how? Okay, unpack patriarchy for me, because I think we in Winter Minute says I think we have a very toxic relationship with cis women as gay men. Now it's another kind of relationship when it comes to black gay men and black cis women. Winter Minute, I'm here for you when you write. I'm with you when you write. What you know, Joe says a he-man woman hater. Kevy Kev says black men as a whole don't hate black women, but a lot of black men do, but just don't realize it. Now, I will give you that. What do you... I done lost it. Okay. So when you say patriarchy, since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing, unpack that for me.
So patriarchy to me is this idea that... this idea that men need to be in charge of everything, that men need to control everything, and women just need to do what we say, go sit down and have some babies and procreate, be ready for intercourse when we want it, be ready with dinner when we want it. And just this idea that the best thing that a woman can provide is to do what a man says. That to me is where the patriarchy is. Where it's a man's world and the women are just living in it.
Okay. But wouldn't that, I mean, what that sounds like?
Sounds like what?
If I'm in charge and I want to be in charge, then isn't that the reason why so many of us are addicted to it?
I mean, yes, but I could see how that could be addicting, but I don't think that that's a fulfilling life.
Why not?
Because who wants to be in charge all the time?
These men.
I've spent most of my life in charge, and I'm tired.
That way.
Oh yeah, I should go get that. I spent most of my life in charge, and I'm tired. I'm tired of being in charge.
But that's you.
But I'm saying, like, being in charge all the time is exhausting. We see presidents come into office and, like, leave damn near 10, 12 years aged. Like, it's a lot of stress on the body.
Agreed. Curtis Champion says it's coming up. He said I'll assume it's he. I believe that our society is male centered, and by proxy, women get the short end of the stick. By Biran. Exactly. Most men have been taught to fear or hate femininity, and it shows with their misogyny and homophobia, whether they are straight, gay, or in between. Winter Menace says a dictator and narcissist loves to be in charge. Okay,
Yes.
but the gotcha about it is, if I believe that we are best served with men in charge. Wait, unfortunately for some and fortunately for others, it's a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman, boy, and girl. I mean, you do know that's a song, right?
Yeah, it's by James Brown.
Okay.
I know that's before my time.
I mean, that's before both of our time. In that case.
Come on, Winter Menace.
Niggas want to lead women and never be going nowhere.
I'm thankful that I had a mom. Like, my mother was in charge. Like, I follow my mother's leadership practices. Like, my mother's leadership is what I aspire to in life. Because I think my mom, she mastered the art of influencing. Like, she didn't have to be labeled as the person in charge to be in charge. Like, she was just, when she speaks, you listen to her.
And see, the irony is, and I hope I'm not telling my mama's business, but I would say my mother wanted to not have to have been in charge.
Mm-hmm.
But my daddy is not the strongest in his I don't want to make him sound like he's feminine. He's definitely masculine, but he's just not
commanding.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like my dad was very commanding, but I listened to my mother.
I wonder how that's impacting my notions of masculinity now. Like, I'm figuring that in real time. Like I want to be a strong man for my relationship, and I think it's because a lot of the time was spent, observing men that were the opposite of that. S Class Nash said, I was raised by women and don't see much value in men, to be honest, outside of dick and ass. Nigel Simon, hey Nigel, all these are members. Hey Nigel, we are all carrying generational trauma and need to give each other more grace. We step on each other's toes all the time. Now I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Kev Aaron, even though Obama went into office fine and came out fine, just with a lot more salt and pepper.
That's real.
Now I agree with that. But again, black don't crack. And the fun fact is Obama looks younger now than he did leaving office.
Yes.
He looked like he'd been living his best life on a beach somewhere.
Yeah.
And that is the life I want to lead. Minute says we literally have proof that with men in charge and we end up in wars, women are murdered and children are married off. My mom is a Taurus woman, so she definitely led our house.
Mm-hmm. I like what B. Rain said.
Both my parents are leaders in the house. Dad leads but never fails to listen to my mom's counsel and never takes a family decision by himself. Now, that is the type of leader that I think I am in the household that I'm looking to create with my partner. I'm absolutely I need the input of both of us so we can create a decision that works. And it can even be your decision. It's just my job. The role that I play in relationships is I have to figure out how we are to achieve that. He might put the what in front of us and be like, we are going to, cohabitate, or I want this kind of wedding or whatever. And my job is to make sure that I can provide for and with him all the things that he's desiring.
Hold on. Can y'all hear us? Let us know in the chat. B. Rain said, is the sound off?
It's beating right there.
I know. So I'm like, I just want to double check.
Okay, men like the aesthetic of leadership but don't actually want to do it, because how many of our mothers did all the cooking, cleaning, business, childcare, and the men did nothing?
Oh.
I would love for Daquel to be on the show. Speaking of which,
Yes. I like his videos.
I do like his videos, and he's got a really good smile. Okay, James Jones asks, Jay, can you also date someone who wants to lead us as much as you do? Yes, I can.
Thank you, Jordy. And A King. We just had to double check.
Okay, yes, I can. I can date someone who leads as much as I can, and in fact, I encourage it because I can't lead us in everything because I'm not good at everything. Like, I can budget our way out of a paper bag. I can keep us from being broke and make sure the lights stay on. But I don't travel that often, so like navigating Hartsfield Jackson might be your thing. I'm coming to ATL on Thursday, so I'll see you on Thursday night. Definitely looking forward to meeting you in person. Nigel, make sure that you come up to me and tell me I'm Nigel with the two-tone goatee.
You can see that? I be sitting right on this computer and I can't see that.
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay.
We are only 51 seconds in, and we've been live for like an hour.
Gay, DL. Do we want men to be comfortable with who they are or not? Do we want them to be free or not? Do we want them to devoid themselves of toxic masculinity or not? Like, literally, Uchiwali one mic, babe. What are we doing? Because when a man does say something like, okay, I feel comfortable enough in my sexuality, I think I want to get this bag. I think I want to pierce my nose. I think I want to hoop earring. Here y'all go. Who gonna be the boys? He was trying to be. He was doing his best. Oh my goodness, it's just so harmful. It's so harmful. And then just to see y'all be like, oh my God, it's the deal once it's passing all this stuff. When was the last time your straight boyfriend saw a doctor? Well, does he have a PCP? He don't. I know he don't. This is not to say that I condone somebody who is DL, right? Like, because that means you're lying, you're being deceitful, you're pretending. It's horrible, and you're hurting so many innocent bystanders by doing that. But I do have an issue with y'all just throwing.
We gonna keep going, but what do you think PCP stands for? Put it in the chat.
Oh, I was about to say
PCP. Keep going.
Okay.
On the label on anybody who is not portraying masculinity or manhood the way that you deem fit.
As of recently, the download whisper has been a hot topic within the TikTok world. The whole conversation of download men has always left a discourse within the straight and gay community. Some straight women feel as though what he's doing is amazing and it's informative, versus some gay men who feel as though what he's doing is disingenuous, playing off of women's insecurities, and just doing this for a money grab. Now, me personally, the problem with this whole entire thing is while he's quote unquote helping women, what he does is harass random content creators, accusing them of being secretly gay and perpetuating gay stereotypes as tips for women. While also,
so just so I'm clear, this dude in this green track jacket, he is the DL Whisperer.
Yes.
And this is his content, and these are people that are reacting to something that he has said.
Yes.
Okay, keep going.
Exposing men he's dealt with within the process. Someone hurt this young man to the point where he's turned bitter. And seeing the homophobia from women in the comment sections leads me to no surprise. But let's unpack this and talk more about it. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy, Dante, and I'm back at it again with another video. As you guys can see by the title, we are...
Oh, I guess I could just hit it myself. Let me say this. Go make us big. And now this is not to be colorist, but I really do love and appreciate seeing so many shades of melanin now. Cause like do y'all remember there being a time where like, you know, Shamar Moore and light skin was all the things, Shamar Moore and Chris Brown and all of that, and then felt like dark skinned niggas was getting thrown away?
No.
That was before your time.
Okay, because I'm like, there
like
was
when
you say Shamar Moore.
Days of Our Lives.
I say Morris Chestnut.
Everybody was going up for light skin, and light was right.
Okay, let me say this. I am Creole. I'm from a Louisiana family. And
is that last name of yours?
Yes. Creole culture can be very colorist and very much not wanting to be with darker skinned people because they're enjoying a certain privilege of being white adjacent.
Yes.
And
but that goes back to, you know, the paper bag test and all that. But
yes.
But what I would say is, because of the marvels of social media, the fact that you and me, two chocolate brothers, can be here reacting to another chocolate brother with men of every color and creed in the chat. We can talk about gay things. I just think we live in an amazing time for content where finally you might not see it on TV, but you can see yourself reflected somewhere on the screen. Colorism only affects darker skinned people, saying this or for educational purposes.
Yes. So no, I I do remember that time, but I just think I didn't pay attention to it. Like it was
Because
kind
you
of
love
like
you a
when,
juice man.
but also when I was growing up, I felt like, because like I have light skinned family members.
Mhm.
Like we're all different shades or whatever. Because my mama is chocolate and my daddy light skinned, and so
Mhm.
it was kind of like, just seeing in culture, like, of course when Chris Brown came out, or all the light skinned people and things like that. But I think there's sometimes a beauty with not finding validation through mainstream culture and finding validation through your own spaces and your own journey, because I think it's more lasting. Like I feel like
It absolutely is.
when you get your validation from mainstream culture, it can go away just like that.
When you get your validation from anything that is outside of
Of
you,
you,
then yes, it can go
exactly.
away.
It'll just go away.
Now, hold on, because Kev always got a nugget of knowledge in the chat. He says, is the DL Whisperer the lip gloss guy T.S. Madison was talking about? I think it is. Is it?
I don't know. I haven't seen that video.
I don't know that reference. It might
Send us
be.
a link,
Kevin Kev, Panthros is crying laughing. A King says, yes, Kev, that's exactly who T.S. Madison was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Reaction.
Hold on, get this. Put that up.
Light skin gets a beating from both sides. It's not fun when you don't fit either side. What do you mean, true, Jonathan?
I can see that perspective. I don't know exactly what he's referring to, but what I've seen is that, think about like from a Creole, like people wouldn't assume, when people see my last name, they don't assume that I'm like Creole from Louisiana. Because of my skin tone, they assume that I'm like Haitian or something like that.
Okay.
Like they would assume that's, or like maybe Sierra Leone, like from the coast of Africa or something like that, thinking that that's where my French.
I was about to be like, I'm from the coast of Africa,
yes,
somehow, some way. So
right, but thinking that that's where my French roots or my Creole French influences come from. And so it can be just as, you can feel too dark skinned to fit in with the Creole side of your family. I don't think I ever felt that because they love me. But then it's also, like I've seen in Black spaces where light skinned folks can feel a little bit ostracized, where folks, just kind of align you with whiteness. And
because a lot of dark skinned people, and this is me falling on the sword because I have been guilty of this and I'm unlearning it for myself, but a lot of dark skinned people just assume that light skinned people are trying to take up space and are white adjacent, when really they live in their life just the way I am. And I was the one with the stinking thinking. Now there are some light skinned people, people with the light eyes and all this, just like there are some dark skinned people that align themselves with the oppressor. But that's just not a common thread when it comes to Black people in general, regardless of your skin tone. What is that? Do you believe being fully gay is a mental health illness? Girl, get out the chat.
Oh.
Get out the... Keep going.
Talking about the problem with the download whisperer on TikTok.
The second one.
Comment, subscribe, she wants support. I really appreciate that. We're on the way to 20K subscribers, so I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to me yet, but you really like my content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me, and don't forget to turn on the post notifications. I don't think I ever tell you guys that, so just in case when I post a video, you won't miss a beat. Now, to get into the history of the download whisperer, I was introduced to him as the download lover boy, and basically what his content consisted of on TikTok, he will basically get on there and expose download dudes. He'll show their faces sometimes. He will expose their text messages. He would expose their interactions they would have in person. He would do a lot of things, to just make sure he exposed download dudes. And he's been doing this for a long time. Nobody knows him for him. Everybody knows him for, the whole download thing or whatever. Now, when I addressed him on my channel, I talked about him on my download epidemic video, and I was describing him as a download detective because at the time his name was that. Now, as of, fast forward to now, this year, he rebranded himself, and now he calls himself the Download Whisperer. He's really known for, and what he's getting a lot of controversy off of now, is that he get on TikTok and he likes to give women advice or anybody advice in signs on a download man. Now, me personally, I feel like that content, it's really nothing wrong with it per se. But y'all, it's the way that he's doing it that's coming off as disingenuous. You can tell he's doing it for money. He really don't care about the girls for real. Like, he really don't care. So y'all, I just want y'all to listen to the damn signs he's been talking about as of recent.
So are y'all ready to talk about the gym bros
The men that always at the gym, that are obsessed with the gym, are y'all ready to talk about why they're always at the gym and why they spend so much time at the gym and who they're seeing at the gym and what they're looking for at the gym? Because it's not women. Who be at the gym? Who do they be seeing at the gym? Who do they be in the locker rooms with at the gym? Who do they be sweating with, taking pictures with, showering with, bonding with all the fucking time at the gym? That they always got to be there, and they just love the gym so much.
Okay. 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 Here we go.
Okay. Can we add a caveat to this?
Mm-hmm.
I do like. Okay.
You about to say something problematic?
Yes. I believe that straight men don't find and experience community in the same way that gay men do. And I do feel that, physical activity like sports is kind of one of the few avenues that straight men find community in their bros and things like that. If the Deal Whisper is based in Atlanta, if you talk about the straight men that you see at Camp Creek LA Fitness, then maybe his advice is spot on.
But here's the problem that I see.
Okay, let's hear it.
When you arm people with these signs of gayness, right?
Yes.
Then what happens is we start thinking that every nail, we start using a hammer to whack everything, whether it's a nail or not.
We in Salem.
And now, we are definitely on a witch hunt. And I think he is sending people on a witch hunt because there's many very straight people that go to the gym. Now, I'm not going to exclude the fact that there are very gay people on the DL that be in the gym for all the wrong reasons or for many reasons.
But I would say I have been, what I would say as a gay man that's in a gay, thick, big, whatever man that shows up in those spaces, I have gotten some of the most warm welcomes and help and just like genuine kindness from straight men at the gym.
Yes, because they exist.
And they actually, like for them, that's why they're at the gym because they love doing that.
Like so Aaron's wearing the DBGM hat, right? Quick story, because I do go to the gym regularly. Aaron goes to the gym regularly, but I will wear DBGM merch. There was a 6-month period where I only wore like a Dear Black Gay Men t-shirt or a hat or a hoodie to the gym because I needed to force myself to get comfortable with having gay on my clothes because I'm selling it. And so I will go to the gym. I mean, yeah. But I would go to the gym and do my regular workout. And what I learned is, ask somebody for a spot, ask them if they done on the machine. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And the people that care are the girls. Like, nobody cares. I've worked out in the 6 months. I had a workout partner. We did not hook up. I've never seen him naked, the whole thing. I barely even know his last name, but all we were workout partners. And he didn't even realize I was wearing a hat that said gay. Because all he was in there to do was work out.
Can I tell you my number one, the number one thing that's going on my brain when I'm at the gym? Can these people hear me breathing deep as hell? Because this set about to take me out. I be wondering, like, it's just like when you be walking up the stairs in public, you be like, trying to hold it in.
Kevy Kev says the DL Whisperer is just a young gay trying to say off the wall stuff on social media to get attention to come up.
I mean,
so there was this dude who talked about, he's a gay man who said that, what did he say? He said if he doesn't kiss around his son because he doesn't want his son to think that kissing boys is okay. He reminds me of it. I thought this was the same dude.
He don't remind me of him.
I think it's literally just brown skin, gay, and lip gloss.
And a do-rag.
Maybe even a do-rag. Like, not all gay men look alike, but they give very similar vibes.
Come on.
Megan Thee Stallion is the only thing I think about the gym, Element, Body Goals. I have gotten into like super gay music. Like, I'm listening to Troye Sivan, Kim Petras, RuPaul, Bob the Drag Queen, Trixie. We all have a term for these kind of gays here. Although it's toxic roots, it's accurate, and we roughly translates to bitter, bitchy femme queen. Now, we got read the last couple weeks when we were talking about butch queen versus femme queen,
Mm-hmm.
and we were using the term femme queen very incorrectly.
Yes.
But I will say that he is a butch queen. But Aaron and I are both butch queens.
I would
Most
say
of the people in the chat are butch queens.
let's just focus on the adjectives that describe his behavior and not his appearance.
Let's just focus on the adjectives that fair.
Bitter and
but
bitchy.
I think the preference is let's just focus on the adjectives and the pronouns that he chooses to use on himself.
That too, yes.
But also
he calls himself a butch queen?
He calls himself a DL whisperer.
Okay.
But the irony is, I don't think the term whisperer comes from the movie The Horse Whisperer that Robert Redford was in a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we all use it incorrectly.
Oh, really?
Like, he's not the DL whisperer, because the horse whisperer was because the main character of that movie could communicate with horses.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you can communicate with DL men, you're not the DL whisperer. You're the straight woman whisperer.
I see what you're saying. So
like
he's the gaydar, basically.
He's attempting to be the gaydar, but that's not a whisperer, because it would assume that he's whispering to DL men.
Mm-hmm.
He might be. Who knows? Let's keep clicking here.
Mm-hmm.
Muscles, or oh my god, his physique, all of this, like, just obsessed with the other men at the gym. But do y'all want to talk about it, or we gonna ignore it? Those type of men are more likely to be DL. If he been playing a sport his whole entire life, he's probably DL. Especially if it's basketball or football. Any black dominated sport, probably DL. And the coaches, probably DL. Not even probably, like the coaches be DL along with the motherfucking players.
Ladies, please, I beg of you. This man is gonna lead y'all to the pits of hell, and y'all can't see it. Stop listening to this man. This man got on there and said, if a man gets his nails manicured or like clear coat, he DL. Well, bitch, call me DL Hughley, cause ain't no man sticking his niggas with nothing. My cootie cat nothing, and his nails dirty. What? And then at some of y'all big grown ass age, y'all believe in this? Girl, you are under spells, people. Damn. Then y'all talk about in the comments. Oh, he's just looking out for us. Was he looking out for y'all when he was fucking y'all niggas? Ooh. Stay up, stay woke, stay blessed, ho.
So yeah, as you guys can see, you can just tell he just be making up shit. He just be coming out of his ass with some of the shit he's saying. Like, y'all can't tell me being hygienic, being a man that want to take care of themselves, whether it's through manicures or just washing their ass, they can't do that. They don't make them gay or they don't make them DL. Like, y'all really have to. Oh, y'all have to clean them. How Nikki said, clean them ears out. Do y'all hear yourselves? Like, y'all sound crazy as. And this is where I feel like patriarchy and toxic masculinity and that whole fool, it just all comes into play, because it's just like, I don't even want to keep talking about black men this and black men that. We're going to just talk about all men in general at this point, because I feel like men, no matter what race you are, a lot of men deal with patriarchy and they deal with toxic masculinity. Even some gay men and bisexual men, they deal with that as well. Straight dudes can't do. They can't do nothing, like, and it's not funny because it's like people.
I think that.
Oh my God! Look.
Oh, we want to talk to you, Daquel. Come on the show. I'm gonna hit you on Instagram. I want you to see. Look, puzzle pieces fitting together, and we just said you got beautiful skin, but I think that because what Daquel just said is huge. Straight men, but men in general, we can't do shit without somebody giving us a side eye. Man, because we do it in our culture too. Tops that, have too much switch in they walk or whatever. All of a sudden, y'all thinking he about him and he can't climb my back and blah, blah, blah. But the irony about all of that is the best dick is attached to somebody with some sugar in their tank.
But I want to go back full circle.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about how that's the patriarchy, though?
Yes.
Because the blade swings both ways. You want to put all these requirements on women, but you've also put requirements on how the men are showing up. But now you want to keep your control over women, but you don't want now you want to like push your requirements off now.
And I just think all of it. Be yourself, bitch. Get a job. Own a business, bitch. Suck a dick.
That's what I thought of.
That's what I just
No, but
really,
for real.
I just really think that our culture, especially as Black queer people, we should be leading the charge of allowing men, women, and those who do not identify as either to show up however they are.
Yes.
But we try to stipulate how trans people are to show up in the world because they need to be the right color of this and the right shade of that, and they got to be snatched and have this and all the things. They living their best life. They doing their absolute best. Same thing with men, same thing with women, same thing with femininity and masculine. All of that. Everybody's just doing the best they can with what they got to live their most authentic lives. And the sooner we allow people just to do that, the easier the DL whisper goes away.
The one thing that I learned that kind of like helped me check all of my, I would call them prejudices or all of my preferences and like really examine them was when I find, like, you know how you finally find the Goldilocks bowl, like the one that is perfect. They done checked every box and that shit still don't work.
Yeah.
That shit still is trash.
Yeah.
It still don't work. And you feel like you're supposed to be like in this place, or you're supposed to be, you know, in this place of happiness, and that shit still don't work. And that's what let me know all that shit is bullshit.
All that shit is bullshit.
Thank you.
That's the t-shirt.
That he was at our show on Thursday.
Oh yeah, I remember we got pictures with him. We just posted pictures on Instagram. Okay, we are at time. I want to thank you. First, I do want to thank y'all for being sensitive to the fact that, you know, it looks a little different here. We've got the overhead lights on here in the studio. But shout out to just having a studio to be able to do all this.
Right?
Okay, if you want to watch the full video from Daquil Dante, the link will be in the description. I really appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We got an end screen in there somewhere.
Let me find it. There it is.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all for rocking with us. We will see you on Thursday with all the things set up in the studio, so we back to normal. But this was great.
It was amazing.
They got to see us interact. All right, I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.